Okay. Okay. So welcome guys, and today we are going to connect on the same point and the fifth point. And in the last sessions we discussed on the first point and cross database joins, and we also gone through the data prep tool, how to deal in case of the union time. Okay, if you're unable, in generally we are unable to union Excel and text files in the Tableau desktop. So, but that we can able to deal in the Tableau data prep tool, and also finally we can save it as a hyper file, and then hyper file will be open from the Tableau desktop, and we can continue the dashboarding. So now today we are focusing on the data blending. Data blending is a older style. Okay, it's a very older style. Initially, we have a data blending. So, based upon the data blending limitation, they introduced a cross database joins. So that means both are very near features. So, how to deal this data blending? Data blending is nothing but joining between two different data sources. Two data sources. Clear? The same thing even we are doing between joining between the data sources in the cross database join, but the data blending is different. Every time we add for a new connection, we click on here and then we add new connections. We added so many connections by click on add button here. This button is mainly help to support on a cross database join concept. This button was not available before 10.0 version. This was added from the 10.0. That means till 9x versions, we don't have this button, and we used to continue with the data blending option. Clear? So the data blending is an old feature, and based upon that, the limitations they introduced to about the cross database join. Are you clear? Now, how to deal this? So how to work on the data blending? Example. I have employee data which is having ID, name, salary, and DID. Okay, which is a text file. And second one is Excel. I mean DPT, DID, DName, location. Okay, location. This is DPT ID, the name itself. This is from Excel. How we can join these two different data sets with the data blending? We know cross database joining, but how to deal this with the data blending? Step 1, connect to text file and build a data source, right? Add a text file, data, and similarly connect to Excel file with the new connection. Okay, not from the cross data. Connect Excel file and add Excel data as a new connection. Now step 3, prepare a report. Step 3, data menu, edit relationships. Join the fields between two sources. Step 4, start reporting. Clear? See, independently we took it to different connections, and this is the place to join between these two tables. Okay? So click on here, a new data source. First is text file, because my Excel data is employee data is here. So employee with the joining date. Now you can see the joining dates of the salaries. Employee. Maybe it is simple. Which one is simple? Okay, I can continue with this one. No issues. So I have a ID, name, salary, DID, joining date additionally. So you can see the DID 10, 20, 30, 30, 40, 10. Okay, we have a employee with some information with around 10 records. So that is this one. TMP text file. Okay, so this is the data, and next connecting to one more different data, that is Excel. So from the same data menu, new data source, Excel, department. So this is the department, DID, DNAME, location. So you can observe here, DID is also available on the text file data with the same column name DID. Okay, DID, DNAME, location. Now you can switch to data source, text file, DID, number, right? And even you can switch to here, Excel. So we have two different data sources. Now click on the report. So the existing item I'm removing. Now my report requirement is employee name, the department name, employee name, and their salaries. Okay. So in this case, department name is coming from DPT table, employee name from EMP file. This is from EMP file. So two different data sources in the same report. So let's start with the employee table first, because we have two fields here. And observe here, wherever I'm drag and drop the field from any one of the data source that has a blue icon, you can see there is a small blue tick mark, because I'm dragging drop the field from the employee source. So employee name. Now you can see there is a blue indicator, small blue indicator, which is saying that this report is connected to employee data source as a primary. That means for the first time, the field is adding to this report, that field belongs to employee data, which is a blue means the sheet is connected to that data source. So the data source here is acting as a primary data source. Are you clear? And DID and EID are not a measure, so I'm moving to here. And also adding a salary to the text box. So our goal is adding a department name to this place. This is okay. So where is our department? From here we have. Click on this GPT. Oh, we are already here. Okay. And DID is also not a measure here. Drag and drop here. See, whenever selected DEPT, this is secondary data source, and we have a common field between these two, right? That is a DID. On the DID, automatically we have a small link symbol. This link symbol only available when the field name is same. If the field name is different, then we need to go to the data menu, edit relationships, and see here the primary data source is, what is the primary for this sheet? Employee, right? That is the primary data source, employee. And what is the secondary? DEPT. And what are the common fields here? DID. And this DID is automatically figured out and then joined already automatically because the field names are same. That is the main reason to do the join automatically here. And in case the field names are different, names are different, but the data is correct. So if the data, the field names are different, then we need to go with the custom operation and click add and select the DID and select the DID from the primary and secondary data sources and click OK. It's already saying that it is already there. Okay, that's what I had. I'm not selecting anything, so it's automatically selected by the Tableau itself. So whenever the relationship built, whenever I click OK, and the next moment, what is the common field? On the common field right side in the secondary data source, there is a link symbol available. Okay, it's a link symbol. So that means the, in a marriage side, in generally for the first time, what happens? The broker come meet the two parties, right? And they agreed, okay, we are happy to make as a relationship. So that is we did, as the broker did this thing. And the next, I'm trying to attach the D name here from the secondary data source. Okay, but still I didn't get any data here. The reason is here, the broker set up a relation, there is a link symbol available, but we need to do a engagement party. So, okay, this is kind of an engagement. And then when you make it active, then it is a marriage. Okay, see, there is a link symbol. We have a kind of a small color shading also applicable whenever you click that item. I mean, so it is whenever the link is colored, that is a marriage, the symbolism of marriage. It is a strong relationship. Otherwise, it is just a engagement relationship. Clear? So that means whenever the relationship build from the data menu edit relationships, and the next moment the link symbol will available. So if you want to consume the fields from the secondary data source on the same report, you should enable this field. Should enable that option. So this is the process of data blending. What we did here, connect to the text file, did second Excel completed, third relationships completed, and start reporting. That is what we did here. Are you clear?
Yes. Yes. Kishore.
Hello.
Yeah, Kishore.
Okay, Uday. So I hope you're clear, and Rajesh, you too.
I think Rajesh is not able.
Not available.
I think he texted some message like he was whether he cannot be audible or not.
Hello, Rajesh.
Able to hear you. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
I think we are good to go.
Good.
He's asking to reconnect.
Okay. So next is filters. Okay. So in this editor, initially if we don't have any data, so whenever we drag and drop the data here, we have a filter section. This is calling as a global filter. Okay. Global filter means data source level filters. If you want to control the data in an initial stage, then you can consider this as a good option. Means, for example, I am loading Excel data, text file data, some different data which is a file-based data, then I don't have an option to control the data in the text file, right? For example, if you load a 100 MB file, then do you want to, so for example, you don't want to load particularly there is a department 20 number data in the text file. So if I'm giving a text file as a data source to you, do you have any option to limit the data in the text file itself? You don't have any option, right? In the text file. There is no option to search for, first of all, you need to search for the 20 department and where is the 20 department, every record you need to remove manually in the text file. But you cannot do like that. So after loading the data here, then you can take the control here. Filters. Find the one. For example, I want the DID and I don't want the DID 70, 60, 50 and exclude these three. Exclude. That means these three records will be omitted and from this data source and temporarily. Click OK. See? Now we can see only these 4 records as a final output in this location. And the same data will be carried forward to reporting also. The existing data, whatever the resulted data here, the resulted data will be carried forward to do the reporting. Clear? This is the filtering.
Yes, this filter is data model.
Yes. Now you can see only the 4 items are available here. And that is the filter section. And next we have a live and extract. Live means we are lively connected to that file. In case if somebody remove the file from the original location, then we cannot read the data from here. Clear? That means, for example, you are connecting to SQL Server database directly with a live connection. You have provided a SQL Server address, server address, and database name, and also connection is ready password. And whatever the data latest available in the SQL Server, even the same data available even here without refreshing the page. Clear? Every time it is pinging the SQL Server lively and get the latest data here. It is so old style. I mean, here is the data source, SQL data, and this is the Tableau server. And
whenever there's a commit is happening, the same it will happen.
Exactly, exactly. So Tableau server users are looking at the Tableau server report, right? User is pinging the is looking at one report and he slices the data. For example, India-based, India selected in the whole report. So he is looking at a whole sales report, and inside he is selected as a only for India. That means it is a where class, right? It is a where class, where country equal to India. With this question, the Tableau server will prepare that the query in the form of a SQL and transfer to SQL server. Right? So user will fire a question in the form of a geographical selection, graphical selection. He selected India as a slicer, and the next moment it will trigger into the Tableau server. Tableau server will prepare that the resulted required format into SQL language, and that SQL will be transferred to SQL server. SQL server will execute it, and whatever the latest data with that resulted data, it will be transferred back to Tableau server, and Tableau server will send the same result in the form of HTML to the user. Correct? So this is what every time the question will be fired to SQL server directly. Are you clear now?
Yeah.
This is calling as a live connection. With this, we have some problems. Why? Because in case if the data is more here, if the SQL has whatever the question he fired, the corresponding question resulted information is very big. I mean, the tables are involving in the query are very bigger tables. It is having around a millions of data, maybe 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs of records in each table, whatever the query contains, the tables. In that case, what happens? SQL will take some time to execute it. And then it is sending to the bigger result item to the Tableau. That means it is involving a network traffic, I mean the packet size. The many packets has to be transferred to Tableau server, and Tableau has to reconstruct the same information in the form of report to in a HTML format to the user. So that means in case if the data is bigger, then user will get a response low. And if the network is also less, if network strength is also not good, then user will get affected. If the user is having a low network, less, I mean internet connection is also not good, a poor connection, then user will get affected. So I mean it is not the problem with the user, might be problem with these two different systems, right? This is the SQL server and Tableau server, which is in a same network. It might be when the internet is poor between these two systems, and between these two systems, then the user will get affected in terms of a response. So why this is happening? Why we need to bear means because we want a real-time data as a result. Every time we need a real-time data. On that purpose, we are connected to live. In case of the user is okay, I can wait for 4 hours or a day for a data lagging. I don't mind. And that is, in case if we set like that, we can use the extract option to make the speed. Okay, extract means
Snapshot.
snapshot of the data will be transferred to. So this is a Tableau file. The whole SQL data will be transferred to .hyper file. .hyper is with the Tableau server only, right? This .hyper is a part of Tableau server. Next is user. So that means it is a one time, whenever it is connected to SQL, it is trying to get the whole data to the hyper file, which is a Tableau formatted file with a compressed and whatever the size in the SQL, it is not same as storing as like this here. I mean, if the SQL is having around a 1 GB data as a result, that 1 GB is compressed and then VT pack mode. I mean, there is a SAP HANA. Have you heard about SAP HANA?
Yeah.
Okay, the same HANA style. It is a column store indexes and compressed format. It will store in the hyper file format, and that is taken care by Tableau. So simply store as a hyper, and the hyper is in Tableau server. That means the user is connected, and the user is requesting for a particular India as a India slicer. I mean the country slicer. Then the next, the trigger that question back to Tableau server only, and the Tableau server is saying that yes, I'm having a data in the form of hyper, so I'm ready to help you, and we don't need to connect to SQL server this time. Correct? Because the same data available here, and the user and Tableau server directly communicating without help, without need a SQL server data. But this is a snapshot of data, yesterday's, and how to sync this data on a schedule basis. That option available in the Tableau server. We can enable that schedule jobs to sync the data between the SQL server and the hyper file. Clear? Are you clear?
Yeah, teacher. Like, sure. Like, is there anything like what is it like? Hello.
Tell me.
Is there anything like heap memory will be there, like here in the Tableau server, or like heap memory?
Heap memory.
Yeah.
Heap memory means storing is buffer.
Yeah, some buffer like that.
Generally available. See, cache mechanism.
Yeah, cache mechanism.
Right, the cache mechanism available in a system-wise, we will get a heap memory and cache memory. When you're buying a new system, there is a cache. How much cache it can store? Sometimes it is a 2 MB or 4 MB cache, something available, right? So that means, for example, in the live connection, that the first user requested for India, and then the SQL will resulted that India's data, okay, it executed the query and then given a India-based result, and that result even storing as one copy in the SQL server side, and the next copy will be sending to Tableau server.
Oh.
And the Tableau server is also a mission. It is also storing the same copy in the cache place and sending a copy to the user. And the second time, the second user comes in, then he selected same India as a slicer. Then a second user from the different location. So what happens here is the second user is expecting the same India as expecting India. Then the Tableau server looking at the cache inside and then sending back to the user. Clear?
Hey Kishore, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you, man. Nice.
Yeah, my question is previously we discussed about data blending, right? So, anyways, data blending is an older option, and again we got how to join cross join databases using that new option add, right?
Hmm.
So we are no need of using this data blending, right?
That is true. In case if you are already, because we are already experienced with this cross database join, definitely it is not required because the same functionality working.
Okay, so from when this data blending, I mean, from when this cross database join got added, is it from
10.0.
10.0? Okay, so if some client is using before that, then we may need this data blending.
Hmm.
Okay, so the next question is this is regarding this live and extract, right? So you said like we can extract this file, and you said that if the client is okay with 4 hours or 10 hours of lag, so is there any kind of time set where it can refresh the source kind of thing?
Yes, yes. See, so initially in the development time, we connected and then we took a snapshot, right? And after that, once we deployed, that hyper file also will be sending to Tableau server. Tableau server place, along with the Tableau reports. So that in the Tableau server, we have an option to to create a scheduled jobs to sync the data, to synchronize the data
Okay.
to the SQL server to the hyper file. There is a data sync jobs are available. The data sync jobs are say asking about a scheduling times. So at what time I need to connect to SQL server and how many times per day.
No. Data sync jobs.
Correct. Data sync
Okay.
jobs.
So that is independent of each file.
It is a workbook level because in the workbook we are using the data source, right? It is a workbook level option, not a report level option.
Okay.
Workbook means a book is nothing but a collection of data source and reports.
Okay. So workbook result, that is sheet or what is it?
Workbook is a collection of sheets and
Okay.
data source.
Okay.
How many data sources as of now we have? See, DEPT, employee, and sales. Right? Sales has so many options. But finally, we are
Yeah.
seeing here the majorly. So these three connections and these all the sheets will be carried forward to Tableau server when you deploy it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So it was
When you
reading in hyper format. Like if it is in extract format means it is in like hyper format.
correct. That extract is, see, in a older version, that option is extract. In place of hyper, that name is extract. That extract name is Tableau Data Extract, TDE. The first letters of these three words, Tableau Data Extract, TDE. Now they interchange it to hyper. That means they improved the engine functionality to load the data from source to Tableau hyper file. I mean, in case if you have a millions of records in the source system and you want to take a snapshot of the data, that means that whole data has to be loaded into the Tableau Data Extract, right?
Yes.
So that is taking a more time in a older fashion. I mean, with the TDE option, with the hyper, they're making that they speed up the process in terms of loading the data and responding the data to the user queries also. So that the hyper is advanced and replace of a TDE.
Okay.
TDE is it's around TDE starts with a 10.4 or 5 only. Before that we have it is stopped at around 10.4, 10.3, 10.4, and then recently they added the hyper functionality in the last 2 versions only.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Sure.
So when we are with the live connection, in the C here, you can see there is a single cylinder. These databases are generally represented as cylinders, right? So you can see the single cylinder. When you are with the extract option, then it is a double cylinder generally. So we have all the connections are with the live connections here by representing with a single cylinder. When you go for extract, and the next moment it is showing as a double cylinder icon. See, right now I'm making as a department as an extract, and then it will, when you click a sheet 1, and the next moment it is asking you to store the data, the snapshot data, in the form of hyper, and store it in some type of time being here. Save it here. Okay, that's how it is taking the snapshot of the data and storing in a hyper file in local, and at the time of deployment, that file also sending to Tableau server. And now you can observe here, this extract has a double cylinder.
Yes.
And live is a single. So somebody has given you the workbook, and the next moment you can also observe that, okay, in case if it is single, live, double, extract. That you need to understand.
Okay. In general practice, right? Most of the reports will be live.
That is, we cannot guarantee. See, it is completely depending upon the requirement. Some connections may not have a live connection directly. Some we should go with the extract option only.
Okay.
So here, Kishore, like we are having like, for suppose like 100 data sources. I mean like 100 data sheets means, so each one we need to select and we need to do it, or like is there any option like at the same time we can apply that extract for all the 100 sheets?
No. See, only for the first time. So when you are with the extract option, and the minimum thing is we need to select any one of the sheet here. Just to select the sheet, and at the next moment it will load the data. That means we don't need to select all 100 sheets. It is just a mechanism is select any one of the sheet, and the next moment it will load the data into hyperfile, and then you can continue your work.
So from next sheet onwards, this default it is an extract.
Extract.
Okay.
Even if someone starts new report also, it will be extract only.
100%. Someone means
Or
yourself only. Yeah. If somebody giving you the workbook with the extract option, so you are continuing with the extract option only directly, continuously.
okay.
Okay, and then extract has one more beautiful option. That extract means what is that? It is a snapshot data, right? That means the whole select star from data into text table. I mean, this is the query we are executing in the snapshot time. Select star into a snapshot, right? Hyper from table or query. This is what we are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you are synchronizing the data, I mean every time the job is running, then what happens is by default it is truncate and fresh load. Okay, truncate and fresh load. In case if you are loading the millions of records, then you need to wait for some time to truncate is okay. For fresh load, again a new load, right? With the new updated data. Then it took some time, right? Maybe if you have millions of records, it may take around 15 minutes of time when you do a sync job. When you do a sync job. That means 15 minutes you need to wait for that to get updated, the reports get updated. Do you need a fresh load every time? Or we can use an incremental update, right? By using the incremental update, we can save a lot of time, right? Incremental update, a key basis. a field or any field basis. Generally we have one a field to decide whether the record is updated or not. That is in the data warehouse we are doing for incremental data option. SCD1. What is SCD1? SCD1, it will collect the latest data, right, every time, and updating those records only.
Replacing the old one, yeah.
So in the extract option specially, because this option is available with here only, click edit, and you can see here incremental refresh. When I selected incremental refresh, identify new rows using which column? How do you identify?
Key column.
I have one unique key. It is an integer number. So identify new rows using which column? Okay. And this is taking care of also updating the values. In case if the same record has updated, then it has to be fetched the updated data also. So just go through this process, incremental refresh option in this place, and research yourself, and then you will find so many things here. This is very important. If you ignore it, you're not you're already a data warehouse developer. ETL and how to do that incremental. The same thing, even you can do it from here. Clear?
Yeah.
So that is a live and extract, and here it is TDE, now it is hyper.
So before, when you did filter, you just right clicked it?
Huh?
When you did filter, right? Before you did filter for few of the, you just right clicked on that table?
Where you are saying? Inside the report or
filter
the data source? Oh, you're talking about here. Is that you're saying?
Yeah. So
okay, these are the records are automatically coming in. And what you are saying now?
I'm missing how you are getting it. You're just right clicking on the source, or where you are right clicking to get this tab?
And the extract.
Oh, you mean incremental refresh option you are saying?
No, not for the incremental, for the filter.
You mean this area?
Oh, filter, add filter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next is, so see here we have it two. This entire body is divided into two parts. Okay, upper level and the bottom level. Lower level. So the upper level options we have filters and live and extract and joins, unions, right? We have done all these options. And the bottom level, the first option is, it is a table preview. Right now, we are seeing this as a preview, right? The data preview window. And this is a metadata, only metadata. And it is saying that what is the field name, what is the table name, what is the remote field name. Remote field name is nothing but the actual field name from the file. And if you want to modify this value, you can modify it. EID key. I can do like this. That means I can rename it left side, but the remote field name is the actual field from the data source. Control Z to get my original field. Yeah. That is the metadata. And sort fields, it is not required only for understanding this window preview, only this option available. Data source order, A to Z ascending, A to Z descending. The mean is, if you want to arrange the data A to Z ascending, 10, Z to A. No? This is about the column level ordering. EID, E-name, salary, DID, joining date. Just collect these all names and put it in some text file and sort out. Which one comes first? E, ABCD, right? E, D, joining date, right? This is how. The data source order, it is A to Z means DID, EID, E-name, joining date. This is alphabetical order. The columns are changing the positions as per the alphabetical order. And the same way, automatically the corresponding data is also changing the position. It is simple as these columns are repositioning based upon the A to Z ascending or descending. Clear?
Yeah. So it's just a columns or data as well?
No. Only columns.
Only columns. Okay.
And within the column level, we have a sorting again. For each column, see, we have a sorting option.
Okay.
Okay. And this is a column level.
Kishore, one question. Here in this, that EID, E-name, salary is so in the E-name, suppose if I want to view, the client want to view the data, so everything as like init caps. So,
Remaining text. How do you do that? How do you do that?
Substring of 2, last.
Submit function, employee name, and start with the second position, and the length is optional. How much length doesn't matter because all names are not with the same text size. Now is it clear?
yes.
That's all. This is a calculator field, and for the calculations there is a symbol, small equal symbol in front of the symbol ABC. You can also observe here, calculation has small equal symbol. Whatever the calculator fields that has a equal symbol, in Excel, if you want to do a sum of some couple of values, then how you start? With equal symbol you start and then do a calculation, correct? In Excel. The same behavior here, same behavior even here. It will show equal symbol. Suppose somebody given you a workbook with a list of fields and there are a lot of things. Then how do you understand? what are the base fields and what are the calculated fields. Based upon the SQL symbol, you can easily understand, okay, this is a calculated field. And based upon the symbol also, you need to understand what is the data type and what are the other different options we have. So by looking at only, you need to get some analysis. You have to do some analysis on the workbook. So this is, I can remove calculation field. Okay, so we know now the data and metadata and sorting, and we have aliases and show hidden fields. I will let you know in a next minute. And there is a 10 records. By default, it will show you hardly 10,000 rows only. More than that, it is not showing. Okay, in case if you want to more than rows, then you need to type manually more than 10,000. Clear? By default, it will show a top 10,000 records. Not even 1,000, 10,000. I think 1,000 only. Top 1,000 every time.
Okay.
It is just a display part. Okay, but the data is there, but only for a display they are showing 1,000 records. And in the field level, for each field level, what are the different options we have? So for that, I will connect to a different data source to explain more. Click on the data, new data source, which is Microsoft Excel again, which is a store data. We have a documents folder in every system. Whenever you install a Tableau desktop software or a Tableau public software, you will get a My Tableau repository. One folder automatically created. My Tableau. In this place, you can find different subfolders, and out of that there is a folder data sources. Click on the data sources and click on the 18.1, which is the latest, and inside I have some superstore data. Superstore means a store related information. Click on here, which contains mainly 3 sheets: orders, peoples, returns. These 3 copies are a temporary copies from the Excel behavior, but these are the main 3 sheets. What it contains? A product category and city, country, customer ID, customer name, it's a customer details, order ID, order date, and next a product ID, product name is shop information, is normal store information, and the region, segment, ship date, ship mode, state, category, subcategory, and these are all the fact values: discount, profit, sales. It's clear, right? It's very straightforward. So drag and drop to right side. And the next moment it will assign the data type symbols to the each field by Tableau automatically by looking at the data, and it will assign the symbol. Okay. So if it is a number, it will automatically assign the numbers a pound symbol, not a ABC symbol. It is doing Tableau automatically. Now our focus is on what is the symbol and what are the different symbols we have. That we are going to explore now. So first symbol is a pound symbol. Similar to pound symbol, we have a number whole and number decimal. We can convert to these types easily. Just click this option to convert to decimal. Okay, that much easy. And we know it is a number and it is ABC. For order date, there is a date option, date and time. Right now it is only date. If you put a date and time, then it is a 12 o'clock is the starting time for a day. Then it is assigned the date and time with the 12 o'clock every day. See? And here you can see there is a date and time symbol. Earlier we have only date symbol. This time we have a date and time symbol. Now I click on undo option to back to original data. And ship date is also date. And next is ship mode, customer ID, customer name.
So it is
Yeah.
by default date.
Ship mode is ABC. Customer ID ABC because it is alphanumeric text. ABC, ABC. And country. When you come to
Hello.
Hello, Kishore.
hello? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
See, the country has a globe symbol, but even though data is a text, there is an option geographical rule. The geographical rule has so many internal items. These are all calling as roles. And one of the role is country or region. And also similarly, we have a city and state, zip. Rajesh?
Yeah, I just got
Okay.
reconnected. Yeah.
Yeah. What happens is, every time the Tableau will look into this. Whenever the data is loading, at the time of loading, each field is checking with a geographical role. Each field name is checking with a geographical role name. In case if the field name is matching with the role name, then it will assign the globe symbol. Okay. For example, if you see the state is available here, state or slash or provenance. Postal code. If you look at here, postal code, where is the postal code? See, zip code or postal code. So your field name is matching with these role names. Then it will assign the globe symbol. We don't need to bother about that. If by mistake it is not assigning, then we can come and then we can choose the suitable item. Okay?
Okay.
See, congressional district in US only. That means this kind of districts are not available in any other countries, only available with US. If your data comes with that, if your data has the similar information, congressional district, then you can assign the globe symbol to that field by selecting this option. Now, are you clear how the globe symbol is automatically assigning to each field even the data is different?
Yes.
Country, city, state, postal codes are all geographical by because these field names are same as the role names, geographical role names. And in case if my data in my order sheet in originally in Excel, my city name is completely different. City name is completely different. In that case, is this assigning a geographical symbol? 100% no. Because it is checking with the field name and assigning, it is not looking into your data. And we need to do that by just click on the data type and look at the geographical role and find your proper city selection. That's so you can get the geographical symbol even for a different field name. For example, the region. This is ABC. You can go and find here. There is an option country or region. Originally that is ABC. Now it is a globe symbol. Control Z. That is a meaningless item here. So that is the globe symbol. And the rest of the fields are ABC, 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 and next is a pound symbol. You know, some symbols are with the green color and blue colors. Have you observed? These are all green color. Huh? Fields are having blue and green. Why it is?
Different sources.
First of all, have you observed the color shading?
No, actually, in our screen is showing like everything is in same color.
Yeah, I can see that shading.
It is a green, and these are all blue. Maybe if you can download the same data from your side, and then you can also see that whether it is blue or green. Why it is? Why not blue? Okay. So we have aggregations concept. Sum, average, minimum, maximum, count, extent count. These are the basic aggregations. A field, every field should satisfy if any one of the field, I mean, if the field satisfy all these aggregations, then it is a measure. Yeah. Okay. Are you clear? Are you understanding?
Discrete dimension is blue and continuous measure is green.
Okay. So now I'm telling you, for example, I have a employee ID is my field. Okay. You know, everyone has employee key, right? EID.
Yes.
So can we do the sum?
No.
Sum of employee keys?
No.
Practically no, right? Reasonably no.
Yes.
But we can sum the numbers, but it is not a meaningful. In case somebody asks you how many employees means, you're doing the count only, not doing the sum. So sum is failing. And next is what about average?
No.
Minimum?
Yes. Minimum ID.
Minimum employee ID.
Yeah. Max employee.
Maximum?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So it is a pound symbol, right? It's a number field.
Yeah.
So if the field is not satisfying any one of the aggregation, then it is a discrete.
Okay.
And this is a mathematics subject in a maths, calling as a discrete. In data warehouse, this is calling as a dimension. In a Tableau, that is a blue. Originally, that is a discrete, and here I'm calling as a dimension.
Okay.
And that symbol is blue. Color is blue.
Okay.
So they are simply saying that it is a blue, but originally that is a dimension in the data warehouse, and the data warehouse concepts are defined or derived through mathematics subject only. So it is a discrete.
Okay.
You know discrete variables, continuous variables in mathematics. Maybe you heard about these keywords. Next is e-name, employee name. It is ABC, right?
Yep.
What about here?
No. 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 No.
Yes or no?
No.
Huh? No. Why no?
No,
Count of employee names.
Yeah, it's yes, and distinct count is yes.
So is this a discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
What about this one, dimension or measure?
Dimension. Blue.
Next is joining date. It is a date. Tell me now.
No. No. Yes. Minimum joined it we can have. Right?
Hey, minimum joining.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
What it is?
Discrete dimension blue.
Next is employee ID, employee name, joining date, and salary. This is also pound symbol.
Yes.
What tell me?
Yes. 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 Continuous measure green.
So it is a continuous variable and it is a measurable at any aggregation style, right? Any aggregation, and it is a green. And now the last one, age.
Age. Yes.
Yes.
Average age, yes. Minimum age, yes. Max age, yes. Count of ages, yes, yes. Continuous
So,
measure green.
yeah, this is the behavior of, so you know, the human behavior. Generally, the system will not treat it as a continuous. Sometimes, okay, because the system has some algorithm which is based upon the data. It is assigning the globe symbol, the green color or blue color. Okay, pound symbol is assigned. Pound symbol is assigned for a number field that system can understand. But at the same time, the green versus blue, it is algorithm again, a second algorithm. Right? So here you can see that the sales, quantity. Quantity is the smallest number, right? Maximum 2, 2, 3, 4. How much quantity the customer purchased for each transaction. And similarly, you can see the row ID. Row ID also has almost the same number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. It is started with a small number and finally it is end with a bigger number. But this has a blue symbol and that has a small green symbol. That is some intelligence applied by the Tableau automatically. And in case if Tableau is unable to understand this one, the quantity, they are treated as a blue color by mistake. It's not by mistake, it is by system, it is assigned a blue color. That means they treat it as a dimension. Then how do you make it as a measure? Green. Hmm?
Yeah. So my
Now,
question is,
hmm,
now you said some algorithm will be running behind the scenes. So the algorithm is calculated based on the field name or the values in the field name?
values.
Because
Values.
values. Okay, then values in the sense then row ID is also a value, right? So
Hmm. Yes.
then both should get same green, right?
Same color, right?
Yeah.
In this entire field, we have a numbers hardly a 2-digit number only.
Yes.
But in the entire field, in the row ID, it is incremental and it is actually 10,000 records closely. So it is incremental number means when you are with the 9,000 place, the value is a 9,004-digit number or 5-digit number, right? Right,
Yes.
clear?
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
row ID, it is incremental number and that to be the number is increasing. They are indicating that in case if it is a bigger number in the data, they are finding the lowest and highest in the field level. And based upon that, whether it is a minimum or maximum, that deciding, the system is deciding automatically.
Okay.
Okay, and for every decimal number, it is assigning the globe symbol.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
So these blue and green are treated as in this area, in the sheet level, the blues are arranging under dimensions, and the greens are arranging under measures.
Okay.
Okay. If by mistake, sometimes the field is automatically landing on the blue. I mean, the quantity is in the blue. For example, you can drag and drop simply. Now, where is the quantity? Which is the blue. If
Mm-hmm.
it is by default, when you load the data for the first time, the Tableau treated as this quantity as a blue, but you know this is a measure, then you can simply drag and drop to the measure section. And the next moment, it will assign the green color. It is that much easy to move this field from measure to dimension, dimension to measures.
Oh, okay.
And also you can see the corresponding symbols here. What is the benefit of this globe symbol means? When you have a globe symbol in your data, then it will add a latitude and longitude to your data system, your data model. The latitude and longitude generated by Tableau automatically when these two fields available whenever you have a globe symbol
Okay.
in your data. Okay? Otherwise, we cannot see that. You see that in employee? Do you have that? No.
Okay. And can you go back? Yeah, it's here. Latitude and longitudinal are considered as measures.
Yes, it is a decimal number. You know what is the latitude? Numbers. It is showing as a number, decimal numbers, right?
1 second. So can we calculate the average for latitude? No, right?
See,
Oh, yeah.
we are not doing that kind of things. See, our actual goal is my location latitude. My location latitude.
GPS.
84.
House number, street, city. For example, Hyderabad. See, what is this latitude here? 53 point and longitude is -7. So it is having a decimal number based value. So that is the reason for every decimal they are assigning a green color, and that's the reason that is under measure section. Clear?
Okay. But as per the formula that we derived just now,
Uh-huh.
will that satisfy everything as yes, yes, yes? Just curious.
That is true. See, we can do that. That is what we discussed. All the measures will satisfy. But we are not doing for latitude and longitude. Anyway, this is a number.
Yeah.
Drag and drop to text here. Actually, this is finding this way. And if you want to see that show filter, now see the latitudes. Available, right? 25.75 like this. Okay. So basically it is a number, but we are not doing this one. I mean, we are not doing the aggregations on top of this one. The latitude and longitude mainly for the geographical reports. Okay. Geographical means, for example, you want to see that report in the form of a map. Just double click the state and it will show a map report, and based upon the latitude and longitude, it is automatically arranging these fields in the columns and rows. We haven't done anything. We just click on the double click on this item and the map report is ready.
Okay.
For that purpose, we are consuming these fields. Okay?
Okay.
And in every data section, for every data set, we have 3 fields commonly: measure names, measure values, and number of records. These 3 fields are available for every data source, and additionally to the geographical symbols, we will get 2 more additional fields: latitude and longitude. Clear?
Yeah.
Uday?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is, we discuss the colors and field symbols, and even we can rename the field, that is also we know, and hide the field. Hide me?
Can you stop for the day like
Definitely. I'm stopping in the next 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
So we can hide the field because I don't want to use this field in my reporting section. There is, in my requirement, I'm using some couple of fields, not all these fields. Then why I need to see these fields? Or even I can delete the field. Okay? Even and show hidden fields. Yeah, tell me. See, what I'm saying is, if we hide any field, then we can, if you want to see the hidden fields, then we can just check here, then the row ID is available. And order dates. Order date is actually deleted, right? I mean, it's not order date. Something else we have deleted, right? Order ID, yes. See, initially I make it as a hide. That means if you want to get it back, then just click on the show hidden fields. Then you will get that field. Okay. And here order ID, I'm deleting. This option is not available in the older versions, but this option is even added here. The delete this field completely. Don't hide. Delete it directly. That means it is deleting from the meta store here, and even you cannot see that order date from here. Where is that? Why we are seeing this data? Okay. So we can hide it, we can delete it, and these things we can discuss tomorrow again. So we'll stop it for today. And, okay, so we are in actually rename hide alias field, and we already discussed metadata and color symbols and data type change, and we'll discuss the rest of the options tomorrow.
Sure.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Yeah,
And Rajesh, are you sharing the videos to Uday?
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same topic. I'm just checking that.
Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.